What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Quarantine Chronicles. This one isn't really going to be an ergogenic aid edition. This also isn't going to be so much a nutrition episode. This one's going to be focused on something that we all love to do: sleep. Everybody loves sleeping. You saw what I posted earlier in the slides that I posted to my Instagram. Little teasers of what's going to be important for sleep, things to focus on while we're going through this. So teenagers need about 8.5 to a little bit over 9 hours of sleep a day, right? That sounds like a lot. Oh man, I got to study for this. I got to do that. I got to play Fortnite all night long until it's midnight, 1 o'clock. Then I have to be up at 6 a.m. Fix your sleep patterns, okay? There's so many things that are going to be going on within your sleep that's going to make you better at athletics, better at sports, better increases in performance. Studies show that 2/3 of high school students are getting less than 7 hours of sleep a night. Not really the most incredible. Let's talk about 4 things the sleep that's going to benefit you. 1, relaxes and lowers stress. It improves your mood. Okay. Second thing, helps maintain a healthy body weight. Okay. 3, it helps keep you active at sports and increases muscle coordination. All right. Increases your retention and increases your ability to pay attention. What's that? You're not too tired? Oh man, you get enough sleep, you can pay attention in school? Kind of goes hand in hand. Makes sense, right? So let's define some things before we go any further, okay? So let's start to look at circadian rhythm. You're gonna hear me use this word a lot. What is circadian rhythm? It's your natural internal process that regulates your sleep-wake cycle and repeats every 24 hours, okay? That's your circadian rhythm. That is what's going to be what keeps you asleep, what keeps you awake. We need to have good circadian rhythms, right? We don't want to have fragmented sleep. Fragmented sleep is where you go to sleep, and I'm going to touch on this in a little bit, and let's say you drink too much caffeine and you're kind of waking up, you're not getting into that deep sleep, you're not getting into REM sleep. That's fragmented. We want to get rid of that, okay? We want to get good circadian rhythms. Proper sleep is going to allow for positive hormonal adaptations, okay? Positive hormonal adaptations from training, as well as skill consolidation from any learning that takes place that day. So let's say you go to school, you go to work out, you learn a new lift, all right? Going home, getting enough sleep is like pressing save, all right, on the Word document in your head, all right? The continuous one of our learning attributes. It's like pressing save to keep it so we remember for the next day. It helps you harness that skill better. The longer you sleep, the longer you're in that restorative sleep cycles. It's gonna have greater benefit in muscle recovery, hormonal adaptations, and those skill consolidations. So sleep more. It's the easiest thing to do in the world. Now, let's talk about things like such as your take-home points from this. Studies show that meeting these guidelines for sleep lowers your risk of injury, increases your skill performance, and optimizes your protein synthesis. Now, if you go back to my previous videos, when we talk about protein synthesis, essentially that means we're maximizing lean mass gains, lean muscle gains. And that's exactly what we want to do. If you're optimizing protein synthesis, then we're going to be maximizing lean mass production, all right? It means we're getting bigger faster. Again, I keep telling you over and over and over that growth doesn't happen while we're in the gym, right? That's not when we're in there lifting weights and doing stuff. That doesn't mean that we're building our muscles up while we're in there. Doesn't mean we're not. We haven't proven that yet. But what we do know is that growth comes in recovery. That's what a lot of these series are about, is teaching you how to recover, right? So you can optimize that environment that's gonna allow you to get your gains, getting stronger, getting faster, getting leaner, putting on lean mass, all these things faster and more efficiently. I'm gonna read off this list of things that when you have sleep deprivation. Now, we've talked about getting optimal amounts of sleep. I want to talk about how sleep deprivation, if you're tired all day, you're falling asleep in class, you're not really in it, you're not switched on, you're not ready to go at things like practice or even at work, let me read off what sleep deprivation does to you. Reaction time slows, decreased strength, decreased work capacity, involuntary microsleeps where you're waking up like, oh, I didn't sleep that well last night, I just kept waking up every hour on the hour. Decreased ability to focus. That's a big deal in school, work, and out on the field or in the water or wherever you may be playing your sport. Increased errors while under pressure, right? Remember when you did something like, I don't even know why I did that, man, I'm just tired. You can avoid that situation as long as you get enough sleep. So if you got a big game tomorrow, go to bed early. You got a big meeting at work tomorrow, go to bed earlier. It's that simple. You'll have decreased errors while under pressure. You have reduced learning potential. You're not gonna retain all the stuff. They're gonna talk at you, but it's not gonna stick in your head. And that's the most important thing here, is keeping stuff in your head for retention so you learn it and then you can reuse it. You have a loss of situational awareness, all right? You lose grip and grasp on what's going on around you. So sometimes you're like, man, I didn't even see that guy coming. I don't even know what happened. That guy flattened me out on the field. Well, it's because you're tired, you're not able to focus on the surroundings around you. Here's a really cool part. This is mostly for your parents and if you're old enough to be able to ingest alcohol, but sleep deprivation has the same effects that blood alcohol content and increased blood alcohol content from ingestion of alcohol has on you. So you don't sleep well. You've heard of tired driving is just as dangerous as drunk driving. Here's some numbers to throw at you. That's 17 hours of wakefulness, right? So you're awake 17 hours straight. That's gonna give you a blood alcohol content of about 0.05%. Now the legal limit is 0.08. Keep that in your mind as you're going through. Now, if you stay up for 24 hours straight, right? A whole day, for whatever reason, I don't know why you would do that, but you chose to. That means your blood alcohol content is above the legal limit to drive or operate a motor vehicle at 0.10. Let's look at some key factors in sleep. How can we optimize our sleep, right? How can we make it so that our sleep is better? How can we make it so it's more efficient and higher quality? Well, first thing, 3 things. A length, we're gonna look at the length, we've talked about that. Circadian rhythms, 10 p.m. to 6 a.m. or 10:30 to 6:30 is optimal to create those circadian rhythms. Your quality, okay? Let's talk about your quality of sleep. Just because you're asleep doesn't mean that it's going to be a good sleep, right? Doesn't mean that it's going to be a sleep where you're gonna wake up and avoid all the things I just talked about. To improve your sleep, here's a great one. Decrease the amount of stimulants you have, all right? Caffeine specifically. Caffeine has a 6-hour half-life, okay? So 4 to 6 hours before you go to bed, at least cut out the caffeine. No sodas, no coffees, no Red Bulls, no Monsters. Get rid of it. And if you wanna know how caffeine operates as an ergogenic aid, watch the video before this, you know what I mean? If you're of age, again, disclaimer, if you're of age, if you are drinking alcohol, okay, limit it to 1 or 2 drinks because it will initially make you fall asleep. Alcohol will put you out, right? But what's gonna happen is it'll go from a depressant in your body, it'll switch gears, turn into a stimulant, boom, and increase your fragmented sleep. So you may be asleep, all right, but you're gonna have awful rest. You will not get all those retention things that I talked about earlier. You're not gonna be able to get that useful sleep. You're gonna end up with wasteful sleep, okay? Because it's gonna be fragmented. A great thing here is find an environment that's cool, it's quiet, it's dark. Don't try to sleep by the door where the sun comes up in a hot house, okay? Or room or dorm, wherever you may be. All right, keep it dark, okay? Keep it cool. Optimal temperatures is 60 to 69 degrees. Oh my God, I'm not turning my house to 60 degrees. I'm not telling you that, but don't have it 75 and expect to get good sleep. Everybody likes to go to sleep when they're cold. It's comfortable. Go through a pre-sleep routine, okay? So you can read, all right? Work on your breathing exercises. Some people find comfort and ability to unwind while watching TV, but other people say that TV keeps you awake. Find out what works for you, okay? Find out what works best for you so that you can get restful, efficient sleep. Avoid stressful activities and thoughts and things like that. I know the day can weigh heavy on a lot of us. Another thing is avoid stressful activities. That's gonna increase your cortisol secretion, right? Which is gonna increase your alertness, right? It's gonna increase your awareness. It's gonna make it so you have a wandering mind. Okay, everybody, hopefully I've given you some great pointers and how-tos of how to get better sleep. The whole point of this is look at what times you go to bed. Try to get that 10 to 6. Do your best to create good habits. Avoid the stimulants. Do all these things to get very restful sleep because it's gonna have all of those positive benefits that I mentioned before. It's gonna make you better on the field. It's gonna make you better on the court, all right? It's gonna make you better in the workplace. All these things to make you more efficient just by sleeping more. If you guys have any questions, leave them in the comments, all right? DM me, jeff@njfast.com, 3 S's. Look at our website, njfast.com. Hit us up on all of our social media at njfast.com. These will be posted all over. Feel free to ask questions and get better sleep, you guys. We got nothing but time because we've got time, all right? What we should be doing is in our quarantine times, right, that we're in now, we should be getting restful sleep to make sure we're ready to go whenever this pandemic ends. So in the meantime, all right, everybody stay healthy, all right, stay safe and be well.